Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to review the recommendations of the Committee for the Revival of the Orange Avenue Rec Center. Our committee needed to answer 3 questions. First, should the rec center be designated a locally historic structure? Yes. The rec center meets 9 of the 9 requirements in the LDC for a local historic designation. It was unique when it was built, and it's unique today as one of the few remaining structures in Central Florida's large military complex of World War II. The rec center's war period building style is characterized by its lack of architectural embellishments and the use of locally sourced materials that are now rare and no longer in use. The impetus for the building was the presence of the 2nd Training Base for the Women's Army Corps. That base was placed here through the efforts of Mary McLeod Bethune and brought in $5 million a month, revenue desperately needed by the city after the country's entry into World War II. Second, how can the rec center be repurposed to serve the community again? We are proposing a combination of 3 uses. A learning center to make history come alive using interactive media, virtual reality, and computer-based learning. Beyond learning history through viewing presentations, students at our colleges and in grades K through 12 could learn by developing new content and collaborative STEM projects. Students would have the opportunity to research the actual topic, edit what they've learned, format it into a cohesive narrative, and program an interactive media presentation. We could also have a video recording booth to capture the history of Daytona Beach through the stories of our residents and our tourists. Personal recollections contextualize history, making it more accessible and meaningful. An affordable, centrally located community space. A revived main hall would be flexible enough to have plenty of room for a combination of activities like events, celebrations, meetings, exhibitions, dances, performances, and classes. Food service could provide catering for events and an 80-seat Riverside Cafe. This could be an opportunity to partner with the culinary programs at BCU and DSC. High-profit frozen treats could be sold from the original ticket window. Here is a 1-floor plan that shows how these uses, a learning center, flexible community space, and food service, could be incorporated into a revived rec center. We think these uses would encourage repeat visits to the rec center. Content of the learning center will expand to include new topics, and older topics will always be available. An active community space with regular meetings and rotating exhibits would draw people to the building, and food service on a riverfront deck could be habit-forming. It would draw from the users of the Sweetheart Trail and the public library, visitors to the Esplanade, Jackie Robinson Field, and the Veterans Memorial Plaza, employees and customers of the Chamber of Commerce and the courthouse, as well as visitors to the Veterans Museum on the beach side. A revived rec center would draw business to Beach Street, giving tourists and residents alike another reason to come downtown. A revived rec center could provide other opportunities for community engagement. There's the potential for a shuttle service to link all that Beach Street has to offer, the rec center and the Veterans Museum. There is the potential for public art, where visitors could mingle and take selfies. Third, what are the proposed funding sources? We recommend the cost be covered primarily by grant funds. Before a final cost can be known, key decisions need to be made, because funding is best determined after initial planning and design, when costs and budgets, partnerships, and schedules are known. Grant writer Beth Gibson indicated that if this project gets full support and becomes a hard project with an implementation plan, that it will become very competitive. In addition to grants, operational expenses could be met by revenue from food service, event rentals, virtual reality use, dances, performances, classes, and some museum exhibits. This plain boxy building started out as a simple place for recreation. With a revival that would take it well into tomorrow, the rec center would become a vital reminder to us that our future is created by the intersection of our history and our community. In conclusion, the committee requests that the Commission ask the City Manager to create an action plan for the next steps to restore and repurpose the rec center per our recommendations. Thank you.